Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Cresson.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we are here again at the Steinway Sons store over on Mineral Point Road and Grand Canyon Drive in Madison. And we're excited to be here because we're going to learn some things about the piano and the evolution of the piano and piano technology as well. It's come a long ways.
It has. It's even come to the point where if you don't play the piano, you can get a piano and have live piano music at one of your events. I love that idea.
Live piano music from an actual accomplished artist too.
Exactly.
So the player pianos of old are no longer they're obsolete now. So we'll learn a little bit about that from Ben later on in the program, and we're also going to talk with the folks from Solidarity Realty. They're folks that are on our real estate news, and they're big in the Madison area and are really active in the community as well.
Yeah, they're big on Madison and big on getting you in a home. They're big on supporting whoever, whether you're a buyer or a seller.
They're just big. What can we say? Yeah, so we'll talk with Peggy, and we'll talk with Jesse later on in the program.
Yep. We're also having a very fun experience with whoopin' soccer, if you haven't heard of that.
Whoopin' soccer, that's such a fun thing to say.
Actually, I looked it up. It's a colloquial Wisconsin term for something that is extraordinary of its kind.
That's a Wisconsin term.
It is a Wisconsin term,
Wow.
and this is a really neat junction of the UW School of Education and Theater Leela, and helping kids become creative.
Well, we'll be excited to learn about that. That's coming up right after the break here in Wisconsin Family at Steinway Sons, so stick with us.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're filming today at Steinway Sons on Mineral Point Road, and we'll discuss the evolution of the piano. That's coming a little bit later. Right now that we're talking creativity, Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge," and I bet our next guest would agree with that as they help kids explore creativity. Joining us today is Erica Helverson. She's the director of, are you ready for it? Whoopin' soccer.
Whoopin' soccer. It's just so fun to say.
It is fun to say. Fun to say, even more fun to do.
Yes.
You're also known as mayor of?
The kids often call me the mayor of Whoopin' Soccer. We are a creative arts residency program. We go into elementary schools in the Madison area, and we teach creative expression through writing and through improv and through performance. And we spend 6 weeks in the classroom with kids, and then our team of professional artists takes the writing that kids produce and crafts a vaudeville-style sketch comedy show of the kids' writing that we perform at their schools, we perform for their families, and we perform for the public in a series of venues all over Madison.
That is really cool. 6 weeks. That's that's some serious education.
We're really lucky
Yes.
that we've gotten the principals bought into the value of creative expression in the classroom, and they're happy to open their classrooms to us. We bring 3 or 4 teaching artists into the classroom so that kids can have a smaller teacher-to-student ratio and so that they have an opportunity to work one-on-one with professional artists who think about creativity in their lives.
Really quickly, we've got, you had a performance this past weekend. Can you tell us real quickly what that performance was? And then we're going to see a scene.
That's great. Our performance ensemble is connected to Theater Leela, which is a professional theater company here in Madison. And we just had our annual fundraiser Peak Show, which was a upcoming season showcase. And so the piece you're going to see right now is in our repertoire of a story written by a kid from last year.
Awesome. Let's take a look.
The Happy Flower by Andrew from Sandburg. Once upon a time, there was a happy flower and a mean boy. Every day on his way to school, the mean boy passed the happy flower. And every day, the mean boy taunted the happy flower. This went on for weeks and weeks that turned into months and months. Then one day, the mean boy came to the happy flower and said,
"I'm gonna step on you."
And he did. Then the happy flower became mad flower. Then one day the mad flower saw the mean boy. Then the roots came up from the dirt. The roots was feet. The leaves were hands. And the mad flower kicked the mean boy in the butt, and he flew through the sky and landed in the ocean.
That was adorable.
Thanks.
That was so cute. So this was written by a student from Sandburg.
It was written by a third grader
Okay.
in our residency program last fall. Last year we did 3 residency programs in 3 different schools, and so about 300 kids produced stories in their work with us over last year.
Wow.
And what an honor for him to have his story chosen to be used even today, I
Right.
suppose,
I hope so.
Was that performed on this past weekend?
Yes, it was
Wow.
performed last weekend along with the next piece that you're going to see.
Okay.
Which is a different story by a different child,
Okay.
Annalise from the Emerson School, that she produced during True Story Day, where
Okay.
kids write stories about things that actually happened to them. And our musical director, Jennifer, adapted it into a song.
That sounds awesome. Let's take a look.
My home, sweet home. I like my home. I like my home. My home, sweet home. I like my home. I like my home,
Cause every day is a new day. Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Justin and I have been visiting at Steinway Sons of Madison today. And later on, we'll talk with the owner, Ben, about the evolution of the piano. But right now, we're talking real estate. And our next guests have a passion for Wisconsin, the people that live there, and the people that want to live there. Joining us right now is Peggy Adams and Jesse Pika-Holst, realtors with Solidarity Realty. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Janet.
So let's start with the Madison market. How's it looking right now?
You know, a lot of folks think right now that we're slowing down, which is actually the case. However, it's kind of something that we definitely like to tell our buyers, especially ones that may have dropped out early in the season because of the high competition, the higher prices. Now is a good time to actually start looking again. There is inventory still out there. Prices are actually taking a little bit of a drop, and you're not in as much competition as
Right.
you were a couple months ago. So we do definitely say buyers, come back out if you can. Sellers, that might be a different story. We'll talk about your situation and what your intentions are with the sale of your home. But if you can hold on till spring, odds are I might tell you that.
So it seems like you might actually be able to get a house at asking price instead of having to overbid.
You got it, right. That's exactly it.
Since when? Wow.
Yeah, right.
So Solidarity Realty, a company that started in Madison, very unique name. Tell us a little bit about Solidarity Realty and how it differs from some of the other realtors that are out there.
Well, one great thing about Solidarity is that we're really able to wear our heart on our sleeve, and we live our values. So we don't just sell real estate, we're really involved in the community with a lot of nonprofit groups, progressive political causes, things like that.
Sure. Okay.
Let's talk about some of those nonprofits. Go ahead and list a few of them.
Sure.
You know, we love to brag and talk about some of the stuff we do in the Willie area, East Side area. We do extend beyond, do all of Madison and try to help folks out. But one thing that we pride ourselves on is Wilmar, the Marquette Neighborhood Association, and the Goodman, which a lot of us hear about, the pool, the center, and all the good things that they do.
Absolutely, and we've most of us in the Madison area have heard of Goodman, as you mentioned, but if you're not an East Sider, maybe they haven't heard of Wilmar or Marquette. So tell us a little bit about what those organizations do.
Sure. Those are community organizations right in our neighborhood. They do a lot of good. We sponsor some of the fundraisers they have. A lot of you from people from outside the neighborhood know about Orton Park Festival, which is coming up later this month, or the Fête de Marquette that just happened. So that funds those organizations. And then they do a lot of things like art grants. student scholarships, food pantry, things of that nature, community organizing.
Wow, so you're helping out the organizations that help.
Right.
You're helping the helpers.
Yep.
That's a
And then
good
we
way to look
also
at it.
do some direct sponsorships of some more organizations like Safe Harbor, which is a child's advocacy group, and things of that nature.
Okay, very good.
Justin brought up your name, Solidarity Realty. Are there political implications to that name?
Of course.
There are, yeah. We also do political work, whether it's volunteering on progressive campaigns, either at the local or the state level or national. We do voter registration activities. Our office has been used as a campaign office from time to time. So, we like to make sure that we also do advocacy for consumer protection laws in the real estate market as well.
Wow,
Excellent.
that seems like that would set you apart from other real estate firms.
Sure. Well, it's a very conservative industry typically, so it's also a nice branding that sets us apart. That like, hey, we do this with our spare time, and we live our values.
You walk the talk.
You got it.
I want to ask this question because this is kind of an interesting thing. You guys are one of the only eco-brokers in the Madison area. What is an eco-broker, and how does that affect how Solidarity does business?
Well, I will say we are Madison's only eco-broker.
Okay, wow, all right.
So that definitely sets us apart. But a lot of things that we are able to do is come in and look at really what type of energy rating that your home is producing. What kind of carbon footprint are you producing? So we're able to look at things such as your insulation, tankless water heaters. We can do solar panels. We have them on our building, so that was kind of our first big test with them. But we can definitely look at other ways that you can help save energy. Everybody loves to do.
Most of our agents have either hybrids or plug-in hybrids that we like to take people to showings in. So,
Oh, sure,
whatever
okay.
we can do to lower our carbon footprint, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just curious to know, because obviously you're kind of serving the Madison area, but who is your customer? Where is your customer coming from? Are you drawing customers from outside of Dane County, outside of the Madison area?
All over. We work anywhere that we understand the market, and we sell and buy properties all throughout Dane County. Most of that is in Madison because that's where most of the people are. But I've had buyers contact me that I've worked with from Waukesha in the Milwaukee area who are looking either to have a second home here or to move here because most of the job growth in the last 7 years has been in Dane County. So there's a lot of influx that way too. Or people who have adult children that are going to school here at the university and they don't want to pay rent. They'd rather build equity over time.
Yeah.
Yep. I have actually somebody coming up from Texas next week, and they actually bought their place without seeing it. So it was
Wow.
sight unseen. I was able to take them yesterday to see their new condo for
Wow.
the first time, and they'll be closing on it next week. So as you mentioned, they're coming from all over. It really just kind of depends.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
absolutely.
Solidarity Realty. If you're buying or selling, maybe check in with these folks right here. We're Wisconsin Family, and we'll be right back right after this.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at the Steinway Sons store over on the west side of Madison, and we finally get a chance to talk with Ben Garber. How are you?
Thank you.
Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, thanks, Justin.
And I'm really excited about today's segment because we get to learn a little bit about the evolution of the piano, and this is right up my alley. So talk to us a little bit about how the piano has changed over the years.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because pianos really look the same as they did 125 years ago.
Yes.
And I think people think they're just exactly the same as they were. They have continuously developed in terms of tone and fullness and
Sure.
sound. They're much fuller toned than they were 100 years ago.
Right.
We also have much better quality control in terms of parts and materials and things like that. So believe it or not, they all feel a lot better and play a lot better if they're made well.
So some of those older composers would probably be jealous of what we have today.
I
versus-
believe so. I think we all believe that.
Yeah. So I also want to talk about piano technology because we all remember, maybe we don't, some of us may not, remember the old player pianos that used to use
Yeah.
piano rolls and play by themselves, but you've shown us some really, really neat technology that allows for an even more accurate performance and replication of a
Yeah,
performance.
we talked about
Can
that.
you talk to us a little bit about some of those technologies that have developed over the last few years?
Yeah, there's a lot of technological add-ons we have for pianos now. People probably wouldn't believe it until you see it for yourself. But the same piano company that made the old piano rolls where you had to pump the pedals, right, when we were kids, they still make a modern player piano system. It's better because it doesn't impede the piano at all anymore. So you can play it like a completely acoustic piano.
Okay.
But at the same time, it can play itself. You can play pop songs, and you can have artists singing along and things like that.
Sure.
This can be added to any piano, old or new. If you have something in your home you want to add that to, we can add it on.
Okay.
So as an example, you know, people like to listen to modern CDs with the piano playing in the background. I'm just going to make this happen here.
A little bit of Adele going on there.
Adele,
Very
and
nice.
in a minute she'll start singing, right?
Okay, so there's actually speakers built in that where they can.
Or you can pipe it through your house speakers.
Very cool.
We can also turn it way down if we want to be able to have a dinner party and not have this get in our way, right?
Yeah. Just background ambient music is good too.
Yep.
It's very cool.
And everything's operated through iPads now, so we have a completely wireless cloud-based system, so it's easy to use.
That is very cool, and we looked at some of that before. Let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned the modern player piano. Would this be considered the modern player piano?
This is a modern player piano. This is the 3rd generation of QRS's Pianomation system.
Wow, and this is the same people that made those piano rolls.
Yeah, way back when. And that music is still on here, believe it or not.
Wow, that's incredible. And you wouldn't know by sitting down to play that it is a player piano.
You can't tell. You can't tell. You can't see anything on it either that shows that it's a player piano.
See, folks, you don't even need to play piano to have a piano in your house. Just get one that plays by itself, right?
Yeah. Now, along with that, we can add the sensors that will allow us to record your own playing.
Sure, yeah.
Or even to turn the piano off and play on headphones. So a lot of people are now calling this hybrid piano. You can have a technological set of features added to any acoustic piano.
Sure. Now, is it possible to combine some of these features that we're talking about right now and just have them all on one? It kind of sounds like you can combine everything together and have the best of all worlds.
Yes, and the great thing about the QRS systems is it's modular, so it's like a la carte. I can pick if I want to just interface with a computer and be a composer, I can do that. If I want it to play, record, go silent, you can just choose what you want to add.
So you could actually use this to play into the computer what you want it to, and compose sheet music, essentially.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Let's talk a little bit about, I want to mention digital pianos too. So how have digital pianos changed? Because that's a relatively recent invention.
I think 1982 is when the digital piano came out, and as in anything technological, they've continually gotten better. So they get more realistic sounding, better feeling, so that they're more approximating an acoustic piano experience.
Sure. And you have a demonstration that you'd like to show
we can look at some. The other cool thing is we can now use iPads and apps to do a lot of things with a digital piano.
Very cool. Well, let's head over there and take a look at some digital pianos.
Sounds good.
So this is an example of one of the digital pianos that you have. It almost looks like a real upright piano.
Yep, it does, and it has the same shape as an upright, but it's got to be plugged in.
Obviously, yeah, sure.
No strings.
Sure, no strings attached.
No, yeah. We love our iPads at the store here.
Sure. So how does is it kind of the same principle that it kind of connects wirelessly like it did to the player piano that we just saw?
Yep, this piano and the newest ones have Bluetooth technology. The newest one from Roland do. So I can be connected to any device via Bluetooth. I can send audio both ways, and I can also hook up any apps that I want to use.
Wow, okay.
Roland has a whole host of educational apps that they have that are all free.
Sure.
So if you have one of their pianos, you can hook up directly. So, for example, they have songs that are already on the piano, and if you want to see the sheet music for Elise, you can actually just watch the notes while it's going.
Wow.
And then you can actually slow it down and learn this song with the piano. We can also selectively turn one hand off or both hands off and play along, right?
Wow.
So this is a teaching app, really.
Wow.
You can use any third-party apps for composition. Kids like GarageBand a lot, and that will wirelessly hook up, and you can just play right in from the piano.
Nice.
And then one thing that's really cool, this is kind of new, digital sheet music is starting to come out now, as you can imagine, right? There's an app like PiaScore we use. They say that there are 70,000 free pieces of sheet music on here.
Wow.
And
70,000.
It's unbelievable. It's public domain music. If you put it up here and want to play on an iPad, you can use your pedals to turn the pages while you're going along.
So the page turner in the concert, he's going to be fired soon.
Yeah,
He's
no more
not-
page turners.
No more page turners. It's all going to be you just press the pedal and you're good.
Yeah.
Wow, that is really neat. So I guess the big question that I have is, obviously this can do a lot of the same things as we saw on the player piano. So what are the benefits of one over the other? What are the pros and cons?
Yeah, good question. Technological items are easier to do here. I mean, we have to add it on to an acoustic piano. If you want an acoustic piano experience, we can do that to that piano. But here, if you know all you need to do is compose, or you want to be able to practice with headphones, it's easier to do it here.
Sure. And that makes sense because there are some people who, might need to do practicing late at night or something like that. Or, if you're a slacker like I was and you put off practicing before the big playing test, you want to make sure that you have some way of doing that without disturbing the neighbors, right?
Hear that a lot, yeah. Waking people up. Yeah,
absolutely. Real quick before we go, I just want to make sure that we mention as we head into the school year, you guys offer piano lessons here.
We have piano lessons here, yeah. We have great teachers, and myself included. Yeah.
There you go. So talk to us a little bit about what a student can expect, or what parents can expect when they sign their kids up for piano lessons here.
Well, usually we do like an interview or sit down and talk with them. We want to sort of help them understand what piano lessons entail. We try to keep it fun, but very educational. So, we want people to have concrete skills that they adopt, but also enjoy doing it while they're learning.
Absolutely. And what's the best way for parents to, or anybody, if you're an adult too, what's the best way to sign up? What's the best way to sign up?
I would have them either send an email through the website or call us on the phone and schedule an initial meeting with, like I said, me or one of the other teachers, and then we can get them started.
Phone or website?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if you're interested in learning piano, whether by lesson or by technology, you'll want to head down to the Steinway Sons store here on the west side of Madison. Ben Garber, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Always
Justin.
a pleasure coming here. We always learn something.
Thanks a lot.
And that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. I want to thank all of our viewers and all of our guests, and we'll see you next time.
Clap your hands, let's take